Today we're going to explore one of ancient Rome's most enigmatic and impressive military tactics: absolute silence on the battle lines. Imagine yourself on a battlefield, surrounded by the deafening sound of clashing swords, war cries, and the chaos of enemy armies. And then, in the midst of this storm of sound, the Roman legions appear in complete silence. What motivated these legendary warriors, known for their discipline and relentless strength, to march and fight without making a single sound? What strategic secret was behind this choice, which at first glance may seem simple, but actually represented a powerful demonstration of control and dominance? This practice, often ignored in popular accounts, reveals fascinating aspects of the Roman mentality regarding the art of war, discipline, and power. The strength of the Roman army came not just from its numbers or weaponry, but from a culture deeply rooted in order and professionalism. Today, we look at how silence played a key role in building this fearsome reputation. Before we dive into this intriguing part of the story, consider subscribing to the channel here and leaving a like. Each interaction causes YouTube to recommend more content like this. Now, prepare to unravel the mysteries of Roman silence in battle, a tactic that intimidated opponents and shaped the legacy of antiquity's most formidable legions. At the height of the Roman Empire, the legions were known for unparalleled discipline. While most armies of the time relied on shouts, drums, and trumpets to inspire courage and intimidate the enemy, the Romans took an entirely different path. On numerous occasions, troops marched in absolute silence, a choice that confused and terrified their opponents. This silence was not just a symbol of discipline, it was a declaration of superiority. It showed the enemy that the Romans were more than ordinary men. They were a relentless and unbreakable war machine. To understand this practice, we need to consider how the Roman army worked. Silence was a manifestation of total control, both of body and mind. Each soldier was rigorously trained to obey orders without hesitation, a principle that was reflected in all aspects of military organization. From battle formations to the most complex strategies, everything was planned with almost surgical precision. During training, legionnaires spent hours practicing coordinated marches, formations, and responses to visual commands, creating synchrony that bordered on perfection. The Roman military hierarchy was also clearly visible on the battlefield, something that contributed to its efficiency and psychological impact. Each position in the army was marked by visual differences, such as the design of the helmets and the colors used. Generals and senior officers, for example, often wore helmets ornamented with crests of horsehair or feathers, which could be red, black, or white, depending on the unit or symbolism associated with the position of command. Red, widely used, symbolized strength, courage, and bloodshed for the country, while more neutral colors, such as black or white, often indicated auxiliary units or regional distinctions. These crests not only helped troops identify their leaders, but also inspired respect and immediate obedience. For soldiers, the sight of a distinguished commander was a constant reminder of higher order. However, this prominence came at a price. Leaders became prime targets for archers and enemy troops. Still, many generals took this risk as a symbol of leadership and trust. Common soldiers, on the other hand, wore simpler helmets, such as the galea, designed mainly for protection and efficiency. Even so, the legions were differentiated by the use of shields with specific paintings and symbols. These details helped legionaries locate themselves on the battlefield, reducing confusion and reinforcing unity. This visual care also contributed to the psychological impact. Imagine thousands of soldiers advancing in silence, their armor shining, shields aligned, and leaders visible above the troops. For many opponents, this scene was like facing superhuman strength, as if the Roman gods themselves were marching alongside the legions. The use of standards, such as the signa and vexilla, was equally essential to maintain order. Each legion had unique banners, which not only served as symbols of identity, but also as communication tools on the battlefield. A single movement of a standard could signal a change of strategy, an organized retreat, or a decisive advance. The loss of a banner was considered one of the greatest dishonors for a military unit, reinforcing soldiers' commitment to protecting these symbols at any cost. This level of organization was part of the Romans' broader philosophy about war. For them, the battle was not a chaotic spectacle, but a calculated operation where strategy and order were the keys to victory. This approach was reflected not only in silence, but also in tactical flexibility. Although silence was used to cause confusion or reinforce concentration, the Romans also resorted to war cries at crucial moments, especially during hand-to-hand combat. These screams, however, were always coordinated, never left to chance. Finally, silence also had cultural and ritualistic significance. Preparation for battle often involved religious rituals such as animal sacrifice and consulting omens. For the Romans, the battlefield was a sacred space where divine order must be respected. Silence could be interpreted as a form of reverence to the gods before decisive action, reinforcing the connection between military discipline and spirituality. Over time, silence became a symbol of Roman military professionalism, setting them apart from other armies of the time. While many adversaries still relied on impulsive and emotional tactics, the legions represented a form of warfare that seemed almost modern in its sophistication. This organized and calculated approach was one of the reasons that allowed Rome to build an empire that lasted for centuries. Now that we've explored the power of silence in Roman battles, I'd like to hear from you. What other military strategy or curiosity about the Roman army would you like to see here on the channel? Leave your suggestions in the comments. If you liked this video, subscribe to the channel and leave a like. And don't forget to check out another amazing video we've prepared waiting for you. Simply click on the screen to continue your journey through the fascinating history of Rome. See you there.